What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy AmasYAPS, and in today's video, man, we're gonna be doing the third part of Elite Drip, man. Elite Drip has been one of my favorite videos that I've done on the channel for you guys so far, man. We've just been, talking about some of the best designed characters in DC Comics, man, from Barry Allen all the way to Deathstroke, or I should say Diddy Stroke, man. Like, there's been some characters in DC Comics that just have amazing designs. And the first one we're going to be talking about in the third part of this video is Black Lightning. Now, Black Lightning, bruh, he is one of those cold characters from DC Comics, man. He's the first black superhero to have his own series in DC Comics, man, back in 1977. So he's already a historical character just because of that, man. Like, I know a lot of people talk about John Stewart being the first black superhero of DC Comics, which is cool, but Black Lightning is the very first black superhero to have his own series in DC Comics, man. And so Black Lightning, he's had so many great designs over the years. His very first appearance in 1977, and then the one he had in the 80s and the 90s where he had dreads, and it was kind of like an update to his OG costume, man. Like, he just been an amazing design character over the years. And then bam, we have the 2000s, aka the modern age at that time period during the New Earth continuity of DC Comics, where he shaved his head bald, and he had basically like his costume consisted mostly of blue, black, and yellow, and he had a V-shaped belt. Like, besides the Flash, Black Lightning is another character that can really rock that V-shaped belt. Like, it looks so amazing on him. But yeah, Black Lightning, he's had a whole bunch of designs in the 2000s, but most of his designs have mostly been him bald or with a buzz cut. If you want to picture how Black Lightning really looked in DC Comics during the 2000s, then you should look at how he looked during the Justice League of America run by Brad Mesler and Ed Beans, and then later Dwayne McDuffie and Ed Beans, because that's essentially how he looked during that time period, and he looked fabulous, man. And then we had the New 52, where just like so many characters of that era, man, he had an over the top design, man. Like, at the mid, like, compared to the ones that we just talked about, this is probably one of his weakest ones, man. Of course, like the New 52, this version of his costume didn't last that long, and then bam, we have DC Rebirth, Black Lightning, and when he was working with Batman in Detective Comics, and who's that other lady? I forgot her name. Katana, yeah. When he was working with Katana too. This version of his costume was amazing too, man. Like, Black Lightning is just one of those characters that just, like, he already has such an amazing color scheme, man, but then, like, the color combo and then the design of his costume with the V-shaped belt, man, the gauntlets, man, it just looks too good on him. And then bam, his current costume that he has now, where he's let his hair grown out and he has a full-on beard, and he has mostly blue as his color now, but he still has some of that black and yellow, aesthetics to his costume as well. But Black Lightning, one of the best designed characters in DC Comics, man. From 1977 all the way to 2026, man. He's been an amazingly designed character. But after Black Lightning, let's talk about Damian Wayne Robin. Now, I spoke about Tim Drake already on the channel, right? Tim Drake is the one that put the Robins on game when it came to just how amazing they can look. Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, mad designs, right? Then Tim Drake comes around, he just gives drip level to Robin, and then Damian Wayne, he even perfects it to another degree, man, because Damian Wayne, he first appeared in the 2000s, right? And his very first appearance, right, he stole the Robin costume after he packed up Tim Drake, right? He pulled up to Bruce Wayne, his father, like, yo, I took out my rival, this is how I'm gonna look. And Batman, Bruce Wayne was like, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that shit. And so that ended up not being his Robin costume, right? But later on, he did get his own Robin costume. And what I like about his own variation of Robin costume is that sometimes his domino mask would be green, right? Usually it'd be black, but for him, it was green. He had the green gloves, the green boots. It just looks so good, especially the design that he had during the Batman and Robin run by Grant Morrison, where Dick Grayson took over as Batman and he had Damian Wayne as his Robin. That version of his suit just looked so good. Like, that suit was so good that in the New 52, it was like, essentially the same design, except that they tweaked it a little bit, but that design of his was goated, man. And then bam, DC Rebirth Robin, Damian Wayne Robin, that suit of his is just so good too, man. Like, they kind of gave him like an armory like look kind of design, right? But he still had the green domino mask, man. It looked so good, man. That era of Damian Wayne was so good. He was buddies with Jonathan Kent, of course. We do forget about the Teen Titans run where he was leading the Teen Titans at that time period, because there was just one arc where he basically used them without their consent. Like, it was crazy, man. But that version of Damian Wayne's costume was crazy too, man. The DC Reaper costume was amazing. And then, the one that he had in 2021 during the solo series where they were just like, screw the red, screw the green, screw the yellow, let's make it black and gray. Amazing design. I think it had some orange on it too. That design of his was so good. Like, Damian Wayne was in his bag during that time period. Like, he straight up became a manga protagonist, man. He was out here fighting Connor Hawk and a bunch of other people in a tournament, man. He had a baddie known as Flatline and his girlfriend, and I think she still is his girlfriend in the current continuity right now. Like, Damian Wayne was in his bag, and now, of course, he got another new design, and I don't know how I feel about the new design, man. Like, they really, like, messed up his domino mask in my opinion, and then the overly, I think it has a lot of red on it compared to his previous design, man. His previous design was so much better, man. Like, I can't believe they like we had such a godly redesign that really differentiated him from the previous Robins, just for them to go back to the red, black and green combo for him. Like, come on, bro. But Damian Wayne, another dripped out character in DC Comics. Now, after Damian Wayne, let's talk about the Joker. Now, the Joker, man, I had to bring up the Joker because he's one of those characters in DC Comics that can rock a suit. Whether it be purple, sometimes white, like in The Dark Knight Returns, man. Like, he can rock a suit, man. Especially those suits where he has a trench coat on top of it and a hat, man. Joker is just a character that's not talked about for having amazing designs over the years, man. His New 52, all his New 52 outfits, it really just showed how crazy he was during that time period. DC Rebirth, when he appeared during that time period, amazing. You're a great design character when they were doing the 3 Joker storyline, right? They had 3 different separate Jokers, and you can just tell which one was which. Which one was the Golden Age, which one was the, Bronze Age, Modern Age, and which one was the current one, because of how each one of them was just like, they really had they all had their own unique color scheme, their own unique coats, suits, all that stuff. Like, it was amazing. But Joker, another character I have to bring up on having amazing designs over the years, because I brought up Lex Luthor. I had to bring up Joker too. Just amazing designs for all. But after Joker, let's talk about Raven. Now, Raven is another character that just had amazing designs over the years, bruh. She's one of those characters that was created in 1980 during the infamous New Teen Titans story arc that was created by George Perez and Marv Wolfman. Era of the Teen Titans that would just change DC and that team forever, man. And so Raven came in, man. Her classic design, or to say her first appearance design, was just amazing, man. Like, they cooked with the original Raven design, man. Like, it's so good. And then bam, I think later in the run, she has a whole like white version of that suit. Peak. All her 2000s looks, man. I'm talking about the ones where she sometimes shows her thighs, sometimes she's covered up, and usually it'd be dark blue, or sometimes even black. And each one of them looked really good. All her outfits that she had in 2008 Time series, all her outfits during that time period were great, except for the one where she got possessed by, her Trigon self, man. That version of her costume, man, we already know why, bruh. So, like, whenever she gets possessed, bro, she always has to have a horrendous outfit. I don't understand, but in the New 52, she had a whole new attire, man. We're not going to talk about that. We even talked about it already in a previous video, which was called some of the worst redesigns in DC Comics history. And if y'all haven't seen that, I have the link right here. But anyways, man, DC Rebirth, they gave her a whole new look, man. They kind of modernized her look. A lot of people like it, like me. A lot of people hate it too, and I totally understand. Like, when you look at that version of Raven from 2016, is like vastly different from how she looked in the 80s and even to the 2000s to a degree. But besides her DC Reaper costume, we have all the outfits that she had in the 2020s too. I think she even got a newer version in the current time series. I don't remember what comic book issue it was. I think it was probably number 21, something like that. But in the latest, Times run, she got a whole new costume. And, like I said before, it's vastly different from her previous incarnations, but still a great design overall, man. I like that they're giving her longer hair again. In my opinion, Raven looks really good with long hair. Like, I'm talking about like her classic look. It looks so good. But Raven, another character in DC Comics that is just like, she is just like the personification of elite drip. Like, she's just an amazingly designed character, man. And she's one of the baddies too, bro. Like, straight up, man. But after Raven, let's talk about a fellow Titan, aka Victor Stone, Cyborg. Now, Cyborg, man, he has drip, bro. Even before he became Cyborg, he was a drip talent, man. He was on the football team, etc., man. But his 80s look goes crazy. In the 90s, he became a full-on, like, he had like a full-on gold suit. Like his whole body was covered in gold. That version of him, despite, not being around for that long, it was great. The look that he had in the early 2000s, which was essentially, his classic 80s design, but it was, in gold instead of silver. That was cold too. The new 52 Cyborg. Now, I'm one of those guys that when I see Cyborg, I want to see him still have, human parts on him, because that's essentially what a cyborg is. You still have human body parts on you, but also mechanical parts too. But in the new 52, he really only had half his face. And while the design does look good, bruh, it makes him look like, what's his face from Marvel Comics, Deadlock. If they just remove that one part of his face, he looks like Deadlock from Marvel Comics. I'm not gonna lie, but anyways, the new 52 Cyborg did go crazy, but the DCU version of him in 2015, that version of him slapped, bro. Where they were just like, you know what? Let's bring back the Cyborg name and give him back some of his human parts. That version of him looked so good, especially when it was drawn by Ivan Reis, man. Amazing version of Cyborg. I wish that version of him lasted longer, but in 2016 he got a new look again for his solo series and for all the books that he was appearing in at that time period, which was like basically an updated version of how he looked in the new 52, where it was less bulky but still kind of muscular. I think during Justice League Odyssey, that's when they started putting clothes on him, but it was essentially the same design he's had like in the 2010s, but now he has clothes on top of him. Now, DC All In, or I should even say the 2021, I think it was 2021 when he first got this look. The version of the suit that he has now, I love it so much. He has clothes on top of him, and he has, human parts on him again, the arms and the legs. He looks amazing now, and they even ditched the whole red on his cyborg parts. It's back to being blue. I love it when it was blue, man. I just love it, But Cyborg, another great design character that needs to be talked about more when it comes to this having an elite drip in DC Comics, man. Amazing design overall too. But after Cyborg, let's talk about Huntress. Now, I'm going to be talking about Helena Bertinelli, though Helena Wayne, Bruce's daughter in the alternate universe. I think it's Earth 2, maybe. Yeah, Earth 2. Huntress is one of those characters that just has amazing designs too. Her classic look, the look that she had in the 90s, I think when she was teaming up with Nightwing during that one issue, and then of course when she was a part of the GLA during the Grant Morrison and Howard Porter days. Those designs went crazy, and of course I had to bring up the look that she had during Birds of Prey. Damn! Her most iconic suit, because when you look at the suit, it doesn't make sense, but it looks so good on Huntress, bro. Like that shit just it looks too good on her, bro. But besides, the 2000s look, we have a new 52 look, which is a really good version of her, of her classic costumes, modernized. Yeah, new 52 Huntress is actually Helena Wayne. I really thought it was Bertinelli, but during this time period, it was Helena Wayne. It wasn't until DC Rebirth that they finally decided to be like, hey, let's bring in Bertinelli. And I think she first appeared back in Agent Grayson. So it's weird how they had two different Huntresses in the same continuity. Like, DC, pick one Huntress and stick with that Huntress, please. You have the black, you have the purple, and you have the white color scheme. It looks too good, man. The new 52, not a new 52, the DC Rebirth version of her suit was amazing. They gave her a hoodie, a very long coat behind her, man. It looked so amazing, man. That version of her costume was great too. The purple domino mask with the white eyes too, amazing. And then the one that she has now by Dan Mora, I think it's by Dan Mora. It looks great, bro. And then the one that she has now, because I believe she got another new costume. So Huntress, man, another well-designed character. Let me see. Yeah, she's had so many great designs, bro. Like I'm gonna put, like, for any ones that I haven't said yet in the video, man, I'm gonna drop it. But Huntress is another well-designed character too. But after Huntress, let's talk about the woman that's about to get her own solo movie soon, aka Supergirl. Now, Supergirl, man, like Superman, all these other characters that I brought up in the first two parts, Supergirl, she's dripped out. Like, too many great designs over the years. Her first appearance in the Silver Age, it really shows, the designs of that time period. Then we fast forward to Crisis on Infinite Earths. She has a more modernized suit compared to how she looked in the Silver Age. Red miniskirt, the red boots, the red handband, and then of course the longer blonde hair. She looked good in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and of course that's also the story arc where she died. You know, she had one of the most iconic deaths of that arc besides Barry Allen, but she looked good in that issue too, man. Matrix Supergirl, which was essentially, you know, this alien possessing, this alien that would transform into Supergirl, right? That version of the costume was great too. And it's a version of the Supergirl costume that would later be used in different pieces of media.
I hate you.
And then besides that Supergirl outfit, we also have the Linda Danvers Supergirl outfit. Another famous version of the Supergirl outfit. So famous that they had to use that version of the costume for Kara in the DC animated universe. Like, that version of her suit is amazing, bruh. Like, it looks good on Linda and Kara in both, you know, versions, in the comics and in the adaptations that it was used in. Like, great version of her suit. When Supergirl came back, I think after Infinite Crisis, was it Infinite Crisis? Yeah, after Infinite Crisis, she got a whole new version of her suit. And now, when you look at all the other ones I've talked about, that version of her suit is outdated. But, you know, that's still a version of her suit that she had when she came back and was written by Jeff Loeb. The New 52 Supergirl, I like that version of her suit too, especially when she became a Red Lantern. It looks so good when she became a Red Lantern. DC Rebirth, she went back to the classic look of her Supergirl costume. This time, the skirt was way longer and the boots were way higher, but still looked great overall. What's another suit that she had during that time period, man? I'm trying to think, man. Okay, the costume that she had by Tom King when Tom King did that whole mini series on her, amazing. It's essentially the same design except that I think the skirt was now blue instead of red. Amazing design right there too. The suit that she had in 2023 when she had that whole team with all the other Superman family members, amazing too. She had the full on, you know, bodysuit, man, the blue jacket, the blue pants, the red boots. Amazing design. And then the crest symbols on her shoulders and back, wonderful, man. And then the costume that she has now, which is essentially like kind of like the same suit that she's always had over the years, except that now her wristbands go all the way down to her palms, right? So that's another great change. The skirt is long too, and then the long red boots as well. Supergirl, another great design character, man. Like, I can't wait to see her movie, man. She's one of those characters that I've been wanting to see in a movie for a long time period, man. Like, it's great to see that she's, you know, getting all the love that she's getting now, man. Well deserved. But after Supergirl, let's talk about Aquaman. Now, Aquaman, man, you know, he's one of those guys that just had elite fits over the years, man. His classic look back in 1941, the Silver Age look, and of course, you know, he's one of those guys that's had like tweaks over his design over the years because he's had essentially the same design over the years, except for the fact that his hair will always grow longer. The 90s, where he finally got a whole new look, right? The 90s, you know, he gets his hand, you know, chopped off by Piranha, right? Bam, he has a you know, a hook as a hand now. He grows out his hair. He gets a beard. He now ditches the green and orange, and now is in favor of gray and green, and it looked too good. It looked too good. Of course, besides that, you know, goated redesign of his from the 90s, we got to briefly discuss about the blue design that he had during his miniseries. One of the worst, you know, redesigns of all time that I talked about in the previous video, man. But it's still a version of his suit that he had in the history of his character, man. Like, that version of his suit, it's there in history, man. But, you know, later down the road, he got tweaks to his 90s costume. And then eventually in the 2000s, before he got killed off, he did go back to his classic look. In 2011, he got a modernized version of his suit during the New 52. The orange and the green was back, and it looked so good. And during DC Rebirth, it's essentially the same suit, except that now his hair is longer again, and he has a beard to, you know, be reminiscent of his 90s look, and of course, Jason Momoa that was playing him at the time period. And now, the current Aquaman that we have, he looks a lot like Batman, you know, the Brave and the Bold version of him. Essentially, you know, the beard and the short hair. He still has the green pants, as opposed to his Brave and the Bold counterpart. He had that black undies underneath, like how his initial design had back in the 40s. But Aquaman, another well-designed character that's not talked about enough when it comes to just having great designs over the years, man. Like, Aquaman, he's dripped out. Even that Joseph version of him that did not last that long in the 2000s, that version of him looked pretty cool too. But after Aquaman, let's talk about the Rogues. Now, the Rogues, they're some of the best designed characters in, you know, not just DC Comics, but comics in general and fictional media, man. Like, you got Captain Cold, looks fresh. Don't matter what version of Captain Cold it is, he looks fresh. Mirror Master, you know what I'm saying? Heatwave, Golden Glider, like they all look good. Zoom, Savitar, like Flash's villains, bro. He did like Flash, whether it be Barry, Wally, Jay, Bart sometimes in the storyline. His Flash villains have such dripped out designs, man. Like each one of them looks good, man. Even Tar Pit, he looks good too in a menacing way. Like the Rogues are some of the best designed characters, man. And I had to put them in this video briefly because they look too good, man. But after the Rogues, let's talk about the Green Lanterns. Now I did bring up Kyle Rayner, but Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Simon Bass, Joe Mullen. Each one of them have amazing Green Lantern designs, man. Like all of them look so good, and I like how they all have their own unique design. Hal Jordan took the standard Green Lantern costume and just made that shit work, bro. He even tweaked it in his own right, man. You know what I'm saying? He removed the green bottoms that used to, overlap his black, pants, right? Now he has like a V-guard, a V-shaped kind of belt underneath it, really like differentiate between the green and the black. I like that so much. And I like how his new costume removed the green shoulders. Like Hal Jordan looks so good, man. John Stewart too. He's had so many designs, so many great designs over the years. His current one, I like it a lot. Joe Millen, I like her. I like her design too. I like Guy Gardner's, Green Lantern jacket vest, man. That shit looks too good too. And Jessica Cruz, she has a standard Green Lantern costume too, but she makes that shit work. Simon Bass, his Green Lantern mask and his gauntlets, his gloves, he looks good too, man. The Green Lanterns, they're another, group of characters in DC Comics that just have dripped out designs. You gotta love how each one of them looks, man. Even Alan Scott too, man. The OG Green Lantern, he looks amazing too, man. But after the Green Lanterns, let's talk about Martian Manhunter. Now, Martian Manhunter, I had to bring him up too. I've talked about all the other Justice League members, as I say, the founding members, except him. He looks good too. His classic appearance. All his modernized suits in the 2000s. I'm talking about the ones where he had a full-on like body suit. Sometimes it'd be, blue, red, right? And sometimes it'd be blue, red, and black. He looked so good, man. Like I'm talking about this. I'm talking about the costumes that he had before he was killed off in the 2000s, right? But he looked good during that time period too. His new 52 suit. His new 52 suit is so good that it's been adapted into so many stuff, man. And not even just that, the one that I talked about just before this one, that one has been adapted in Young Justice, Justice League Doom, Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. Like that version of his suit looks great too. But Martian Manhunter too, man, to a degree, I don't think he's ever had a bad design. Even that time period where he morphed himself into a woman during the 90s, it looked good too. I'm not gonna lie. Huh? But all his suits too, man. Great designs overall too. But after Martian Manhunter, let's talk about Batwoman. I had to bring up Batwoman too because I've talked about so many great, Bat family members that have great designs, and it just be wrong to not bring up Kate Kane because I've already talked about her so many times on the channel. But Kate Kane is another character that has amazing design. Like she has the black and red, and it looks so good, especially when her skin is bleached white. It looks great, man. Like you're a well designed character when your costume design has not had that many tweaks over the years, man. Like she's always had a pretty, well-rounded design over the years. It's never changed that like dramatically, like, the Flash or like Robin or, Batman over the years. Like she's always had that, same design that just looks so good. The color scheme, everything, man. So Kate Kane, Batwoman, man, another character that's just like the embodiment of elite drip, man. Like when you see her, bruh, you just know that not only she dripped out, but she's gonna pack you up in the fight too, man. Like it's amazing. But after Batwoman, Kate Kane, let's talk about Blue Beetle. Let me bring up Ted Kord too. Ted Kord and Jaime Reyes, both well-designed characters, bro. Ted Kord, man, he's the dog. So I had to just mention him, and then Jaime Reyes, his appearance that he had after Infinite Crisis when he first appeared during Infinite Crisis, man, great design. Then you have the New 52, which was basically like kind of like the same version of his suit, except that now it's lighter compared to in the 2000s where his blue was darker. It's lighter now, but it's still great design. And during his solo series in DC Rebirth by where he was being drawn by Scott Collins, he had a more bug-like appearance, especially in his face, his mask. He still looked great. Still a great version of his look. The version of his suit that he had in 2023 when he was getting his own solo series, but he was getting pushed because of the movie, that version of his suit looked amazing too, man. Like Blue Beetle, he looks so badass, man. That scarab armor, man, it looks too great on him, man. Even outside the comics, just like action, you know. And then the look that he had in the solo movie where he didn't have no lips on his mask. He looked great in all those versions of his, adaptations too, man. Like amazing, man, amazing. Blue Beetle, bruh, Ted and Jaime, they are well designed characters overall. Even the original one. What was his name again? Dan Garrett, right? Dan Garrett. He looked great for the 40s too. I'm not gonna lie. But after the Blue Beetle, let's talk about Roy Harper. My dog, Roy Harper. I've been bringing up so many times, but Roy Harper is a certified G in his own right too, man. Because of the fact that, like many characters on this list, he's had so many extraordinary designs, man. His first appearance during I think it was the 40s, right? You know, he had a miniature version of the Green Arrow outfit. You know, it was a different color, red and yellow. Looked amazing on him. Then we fast forward to I think the 80s, right? The 80s, he had a whole different design. I think it was purple. It was purple with some other color. That version of his suit was straight ass. Now the look that he had during Times 99, you know what I'm saying? That's where his drip level started to go up. That version of his suit during that comic book series, amazing. The look that he had during the Outsiders, man, he looked like a bum, but he was still a cool bum during that time period. I think he was with Grace Choi during that time period. I don't know. I don't think he was with her at that time period, but he definitely did something with her during that time period. I don't remember entirely, but the Outsiders version of his costume too, it was a time, but it fits his character, what he was going through at that time period, man. Now, just look of America, Roy Harper, when he became Red Arrow, that version of his suit, fire, fire, man. Like probably like top three, top five Roy Harper designs of all time, bro. Like that version of him, it really just showed that he's really stepped up. Now he's on the big leagues. He's up there with like his fellow people, his fellow like people from his generation. Wally West was the Flash, Nightwing, etc. Like he just showed that hey, I'm on the big team now. I'm in the big leagues now. I'm now with Superman, Batman. I'm working on the same team as them as one of the main members of the league, man. I really wish everything that happened to him with Cheshire Cat never happened in the late 2010s because he was on peak, man. He was on that John Cena grind when he became Red Arrow. If y'all get what I'm saying, man. Like he was really him during that time period. And bam, that's that horrible story arc where I think he lost his child. I don't even remember. It was so bad, man. But he lost the arm and everything. He looked so good during that time period. But then the New 52 is where it's the era where he started wearing the trucker hat, you know what I'm saying? So we have the Outlaws Red Hood, pretty cool design of his. Then we have DC Rebirth, where he became Arsenal once again. No, he was already Arsenal in 2011, but his DC Rebirth version, pretty cool too. The version of the suit that he had when he was killed off during Heroes in Crisis, pretty cool look of his too. But the one that he has now, I love it so much, man. I love how it's a combination of his Red Arrow outfit and the look that he had in Times 99, man. It looks so good, man. Like Roy Harper, man, just like his mentor, Oliver Queen, the man's drip level, it needs to be studied. Look at all these outfits he's had, minus that one that I brought up in the 80s. He looked good in all these suits, bro. All these suits. But my favorite look of his will always be the one that he has now and when he was Red Arrow. Those two were just too great, man. Too good, man. But after Roy Harper, let's talk about his girl, his queen, aka Donna Troy. Now, Donna Troy, like Diana Prince, man, and I think if I do a part 4, I will bring up Cassie Sandsmark, but like Diana Prince, Donna Troy has elite drip level, bro. Her classic design, the design that she had in the 70s and the 80s, you know what I'm saying? The red bodysuit with the black boots, amazing. I think even that one that she had when she briefly became Troya, pretty cool. And then I think it was during in the 90s when she was dating Kyle Rayner, right? She became a member of this police group called the Dark Stars. The Dark Stars are straight up 90s, so you know what I'm saying? Y'all probably like, who the hell are the Dark Stars? Like they're a 90s creation, right? They don't exist anymore in DC Comics. Like DC has not done a story of them since like I want to say the early 2000s. But there was a time period where she was part of a police group like the Green Lanterns, and this was her outfit. It looked great on her. She's one of their best looking characters from that time period that was a part of that group. And then we have the 2000s, the early 2000s, I should say the late 90s, the early 2000s, where she was known as Troya again. She had the black bodysuit with the silver accents and the silver, stars around her costume. Probably her best look, her most iconic look besides the red bodysuit that she had in the 80s. It looks too good. The 2000s, she had a whole bunch of suits during the 2000s. With that one that I just said being one of her most infamous ones, and then the one that she had when she briefly became Wonder Woman, I think in like 2006, 2008. I don't remember which year it was, but her as Wonder Woman was so great. I feel like they should have really like given her a chance to be Wonder Woman because Wally West he just peaked as the Flash. Dick Grayson, whenever he was Batman, he looked fresh as hell as Batman, and he did wondrous things as Batman. I feel like if Donna had more chances, more time to be Wonder Woman, she would have had a legendary run as the character too. But either way, her version of the suit was amazing. The 2010s, she had a whole bunch of suits, the New 52, where she was basically like evil Diana during that time period, and then DC Rebirth, where they brought back her classic black and silver design, but it was more of an armor look. Wonderful. And then finally, the suit that she has now, which is basically a combination of all her previous suits, man, but with that classic black and silver color scheme. Amazing, man. Donna Troy, she's a character that needs to be talked about more when it comes to having amazing designs, bro. Like Donna Troy, she really knows how to put on some costumes, bro. She really knows how to, man. But after Donna Troy, let's talk about Reverse Flash. Right now, Reverse Flash, Eeyore Thawne. We talked about Barry Allen and we talked about Wally West. We need to talk about Eeyore Thawne too, and not even just Eeyore Thawne. I want to say Hunter Zolman too, because Eeyore Thawne and Hunter Zolman, they both look fresh as the evil Flashes. We need to first talk about Eeyore Thawne. So this man Eeyore Thawne, he really knew that the Flashes, fit was great because even though this man hates Barry Allen, he could not deny that Barry Allen made a generational redesign of Jay Garrick's costume. He was just like, yo, look at what this man Barry Allen did. Even though I'm his biggest hater, I'm gonna take his costume and just change the colors, reverse the colors, and bam, we have the very first version of the Eeyore Thawne Reverse Flash costume. Amazing. And then comes Hunter Zolman. Hunter Zolman sees the Eeyore Thawne Reverse Flash suit. He is like, yo, let me tweak it a little bit. He gives himself some eye visors. He is the very first Reverse Flash that actually switches the Reverse Flash logo. So now he's really showing that, yay, Wally, when I see you again, I'm going to show you that I'm the Reverse Flash because I'm like the new version of the Reverse Flash because Eeyore Thawne, he did not reverse the logo when he was fighting Barry. But for me, when I'm fighting you, you're going to always see this reverse logo when I'm packing you up. So that's just a great addition to the already amazing Reverse Flash costume. And then, bam, the V-shaped belt. Hunter Zolman puts on the V-shaped belt and bam, Reverse Flash costume is just amazing. And then Eeyore Thawne, he makes the Reverse Flash design go up even more. He darkens the yellow, makes it more gold, the dark red, and he really takes that Reverse Flash logo and makes it his own. He even adds the red, the red ring around the symbol. Amazing. The V-shaped belt, sometimes the separated V-shaped belt. Eeyore Thawne and Hunter Zolman, some of the best designed super villains of all time, man. Like I love their designs, man. They look so good, man. The Flash design is already so great thanks to Barry Allen. But then here comes Eeyore and Hunter Zolman just making the evil, variations look so amazing too. Generational design characters right there too, man. But after the Reverse Flash, let's talk about Mr. Terrific. Now I had to bring up Mr. Terrific, bro. That fair play jacket, man. It already speaks for itself. And then the black, white, and red color scheme. You can't go wrong with black, red, and white. That just makes like any designer you can think of. Shadow the Hedgehog. Any character that has those three colors as their color scheme, they've always looked good. And Mr. Terrific, Michael Holt, he looks amazing, especially that T face paint that he puts on his face, bro. Amazing, man. Mr. Terrific, I had to bring him up because he's had generational looks over the years too. No, he hasn't. I'm just saying that, like, no, he has because there's been times where it's been a red T shape on his face. Sometimes he wouldn't even have the jacket on him, man. Like he just looks generational too, man. But as of Mr. Terrific, let's talk about Plastic Man. Another character like Batwoman, who's had such an amazing design that his design has never been changed. I think the only time is that when he finally was given pants and boots during, I think it was the 2000s, when he had his own solo series. But DC was like, nah, his classic look has always looked good. Let's revert that. Even the look that he had when he was a part of Terrifics in the 2010s. That was fire too, man. Plastic Man 2, bro. Amazing designs over the years too. But after Plastic Man, let's talk about Power Girl. Power Girl, I had to bring her up too. Like Supergirl, Power Girl's had so many amazing designs too. Her designs, I think she was created back in the 60s, I want to say. The 60s, 70s, man. You know, we all know her initial design, man. It is amazing, bro. And then all the designs that she had during, you know, the 80s and the 90s when she was a part of Justice League Europe, Justice League Task Force. You can bring up any Justice League team around that time period, bro. The white and yellow, you know, variation of her bodysuit, wonderful, man. And I think this was around the time period which was made an Atlantean instead of a Kryptonian. Like they were doing some weird stuff with her character, man. But she had a whole bunch of designs that really screamed that time period. But she's just one of those characters that just had a history of designs, man. And then finally in the 2000s, they gave her back that classic leotard white, you know, bodysuit. That just been synonymous with her character. Like folks love that version of her suit, man, and I don't blame them, man. But anyways, she rocks that suit for all the 2000s, and then bam, I think she rocks it in the 2010s too during DC Rebirth, and then finally in 2023 when she gets her own solo series, she gets a modernized version of her suit. Like now the white leotard, it now becomes a straight body suit and it covers her entire body. She still has her boob window, right? But now she has a jacket too. She has the gloves, and then she has the blue boots. Peak redesign, and then you know, sadly, the one after this one I'm talking about, she is her current suit now, where they were just like, let's give her, you know, kind of like a suit that's kind of like reminiscent of her classic design, but now she has the blue armbands that goes all the way up to her upper arm, right, and then the blue thigh boots as well. It's an okay look, but the one that she had before, way better, way better. But Power Girl 2, man, so many great designs, and then if I didn't say all of her designs, I will bring it up when I'm editing this video. But besides Power Girl, let's talk about, well, actually the final person we're gonna be talking about is Starfire. Now, this video has just been flooded with so many Titan members, but come on, man. The Titans, they all have great designs, and Starfire is definitely one of them. So we have her 1980s look. We have the look that she had in 1999 during the Titans 99 series, where now she's wearing, you know, blue pants. I mean, not blue pants, dark purple pants. She has long purple arm bands. You know what I'm saying? And the blue, the dark purple top as well. Great look of hers. But then of course the 2000s when she became a mentor to the new generation of Teen Titans, she went back to her classic look from the 80s. The New 52 was essentially, you know, her classic design, though she was showing off way more in this version of her suit, to the point where folks were actually like complaining, like, yo, Starfire, we get that this is part of her character, but this is just too much. This is just too much, especially with how she was, you know, characterized in that series. It was not good at all. DC Rebirth, she gets a whole new version of her suit, and it was basically purple and white. Great look of hers too. Justice League Odyssey, I love this version of her suit as well, man. Like, it's just so great, man. The DC Rebirth look, the Justice League Odyssey look, and then finally the one that she has now, all great looks. Though we're not gonna talk about her 2023 look when she appeared in the Blue Beetle graduation day one, because that one was just terrible. Her 2015 look when she had her own solo series around that time period, great designs too. But you know, all these characters that we talked about, they all have amazing designs, man. Like DC Comics, man, they know how to make great looking characters, man. From Batman all the way to Starfire, man. Like, great design characters over the years. But let me know your thoughts, man. Who do you think is a character in DC Comics that is like the embodiment of elite drip? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you for the next video. AmasYAPS out.
I love you, man here.